If you have been despairing a little bit recently, looking around the globe and observing the behaviours of some leaders, then there's an article that I want to bring to your attention. So here's the article. The title gives us the answer that these researchers came up with. People with disagreeable personalities, selfish, combative and manipulative, do not have an advantage in pursuing power at work. I don't know about you, but I find that really interesting and very encouraging. The link to the article is in the description. So it may be useful to, in the first instance, understand why disagreeable people in power can be dangerous. This question is important because highly disagreeable individuals in positions of power can do a lot of damage. For example, CEOs who are nasty and bullying create cultures of abuse and tend to lead their organisations to fail. So how then do the authors describe power? Power is a fundamental principle that organises relationships within virtually all social living species. It is defined as the capacity to influence others by providing or withholding resources or administering punishments. Power differences provide a heuristic for how resources, prerequisites and control are allocated. For example, individuals with power have control over a group's decisions, shape its culture, govern the rules of its social relationships, and dictate how roles and rewards are distributed. So having power has potentially far-reaching consequences. What then do the authors say about disagreeableness? Disagreeableness is a relatively stable aspect of personality that involves the tendency to behave in quarrelsome, cold, callous, and selfish ways. It is the counterpole of the personality dimension, agreeableness. For example, disagreeable people tend to be hostile and abusive to others, deceive and manipulate others for their own gain, and ignore others' concerns or welfare. So why do these authors say that disagreeable personalities, manipulative, combative, selfish, do not have an advantage in pursuing power at work? Well, they have found the following. Disagreeable individuals did not attain higher power because they engaged in two different patterns of behaviour that offset each other's effects. They engaged in dominant aggressive behaviour, which predicted higher power, but also engaged in fewer communal behaviours, which predicted lower power. These two effects, when combined, cancelled each other out and led to an overall null correlation between disagreeableness and power. This is really encouraging news. What it means is things are up for grabs. For example, we can look at the recruitment process and perhaps fine-tune it, make it longer, allow time for masks to fall off, and probation periods, eyes on at whatever level in an organisation. Then we can look towards training, education, development, mentoring, coaching. And culturally, I think it's so important going forward that we consider profit as, okay, fine, great, do that, but not more important, and perhaps in some ways less important than morals, than ethics,